everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the infamous General Winter, or General Frost, that Russia seems to have, and how a series of military defeats have been blamed on it. For what? Well, first off we have the Swedish invasion during the Great Northern War. We also have the downfall of Napoleon's Grande Armée, which was reduced from around 600,000 to less than 100,000 by the Russian winter. And of course we all know what happened to the Wehrmacht when Operation Typhoon started. See, it's not so much the Russian winter, because it fell on the Russians just like it fell on the Germans, like it fell on the French, and just like it fell on the Swedes. It's hitting both sides hard. But the problem is the Russians are always prepared for it. The other guy, the invader, isn't. And they've done this tactic again. They've tried the strategy again and again, and it's worked again and again. What they do is they get their ass kicked for a while, and then they have a bunch of territory they can retreat into. And they've done it, as I said before, time and time again. What they do is they just drag all their stuff back. What can't be withdrawn, it's got to be destroyed. Basically, a lot of Russians would rather have their whole family starve than an enemy soldier eat. And anyway, as they drive forward, it's scorched earth. They just drive forward while the Russians retreat, and before you know it, they're at Moscow, and the winter's setting in, and they've got no supplies for the winter because the distances in Russia are vast. It wasn't that the Wehrmacht didn't have winter clothing. It was just that they couldn't get it to the front lines fast enough. See, everybody said, yeah, Operation Barbarossa, yay! Within OKW and OKH. They were just like, yay, let's do it, yeah, let's do it, let's give the Russians a good stomp. Let us all destroy the Bolsheviks and communist Jewish conspiracy, yeah. But the logistics guys, the supply guys, they were like, let's not do this. It's not a good idea. But as they say, amateurs talk tactics, professionals talk logistics, and we all know what happened. See, the winters in Russia are very harsh, as you probably know. They can get to 30 or 40 below zero, and when that happens, when the human body is exposed to that, it will literally fall apart. I mean, noses will fall off, eyelids will fall off, ears will fall off, fingers, arms, legs, toes, even genitals, like the dick and testicles, they will just fall off. And you'll literally fall apart in weather like that if you're not adequately clothed for it. And the Russians usually are the home team usually is prepared for the weather. The away team, the guests, the visitors, usually aren't. And again, that's because not necessarily because they haven't planned for it, or they're not prepared for it. They just can't get the winter gear up there in time, because look at maps of Imperial Russia or the Soviet Union or even Russia today. That is a lot of distance, my friends. A lot of distance. And Russia is just huge. And incidentally enough, the winter is part of the reasons why the Russians have such a undistinguished naval histories, because it's a landlocked country a lot of the time. The seas are just frozen. There's a reason why the Russian Navy sucks, okay? Russia has historically had probably the worst navy in the history of all the great powers, such as Russia, that includes Russia, Germany, France, Britain, the U.S., US, Japan, China at times. Yeah, and others. And so, yeah, there's a reason why the Russian Navy sucks. They're landlocked a lot of the time. And anyway, it's not the winter. It's not the winter that beats them. It's the preparedness. See, the Russians, the Soviets, Bolsheviks, whatever name you wish to call them, Ivan. He's always prepared for it. The adversaries usually aren't. So anyway, understand that the Russian winter is not a Russian ally. It is something that they have learned to use to their military advantage, and it has worked. They have learned to use the environment to their advantage, and they've done a great job over the years, and decades and centuries. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it educational. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.